Hello again. I can't believe this guy was involved with beef with KSI and used to do diss tracks against KSI and they did diss tracks back and forth. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of annoying too because he gets sort of now pigeonholed into that. That's what he's known for, which is terrible because Quadeca is actually fantastic. Like he's actually a very talented musician and we need to give him more respect than he gets. So this is my review of his newest project, Scrapyard, Quadeca's Scrapyard. I was excited for this. I was very, very excited for this. I really, really liked I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. I was a big fan of that project. It was all mainly done by him, production wise and lyrical and everything. And I have huge admiration for any artist or creative that chooses to do that endeavor and basically make the whole thing themselves. Even though he didn't, he did have help, but he was a huge vocal point for the direction that project went. And honestly, I didn't know he had it in him because of the diss track stuff that he did before. I was like, I wasn't expecting this because it's fantastic. Even his debut is a solid project too, but his last one was such an improvement upon the debut and really, to me, established the quality he has as an artist. Born Yesterday is honestly one of the most musically amazing tracks I've heard in the past few years. It's stellar. If you've never listened to that song, I couldn't recommend it more. It's so disarming and groundbreaking that it's a real anthem. It's such a dramatic and huge song, but such a dense one, so fantastically produced. The lyrics are amazing. And this sounds like a review right now, talking about this song and his last project, but it's not, because now in the year of 2024, he has released his newest project called Scrapyard, which I was excited for because I loved his last project so much, and I thought, he has it now, he has the sound, he just has to double down on what he knows, expand upon it, and take it to the next level. And I'm so excited to say that this man has taken it to the next level. This project is fantastic. This is one of the best of the year so far, and I'm going to get into why now. I'm going to get into that now, why it is that, because this is just wow, like honestly wow. From the opening track, the opening few strums of that guitar or whatever it is, I don't know what that noise is, but I love it. I love it. On Dust Cutter, I was just like, okay, I'm strapped in, I'm ready, the seatbelt's on, it's on, I'm ready to do this, because this is going to be so exciting, this is going to be so good. I can't describe Quadeca's sound. Quadeca's sound is something that isn't very common, and it is a sound that exists, but he just captures it so amazingly, in all honesty. Dust Cutter is such a dynamic and inventive opening for this album, and I think perfectly sets the tone. An opener always has to set a tone to me. It has to set a tone and it has to engage a viewer. This opener does that effectively, and then transitions into the next track, a la carte, featuring Breakdance? Breakdance. Breakdance. I think it's Breakdance. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he is very good. He's a very good feature. He's a really nice addition to this track. He really glides over the instrumentation effortlessly and brings this added edge to this song that is needed and helps to keep this song alive. That's not me saying Quadeca's parts are bad, because they are good. This is a great, catchy and inventive track as well. Quadeca has this sort of punky sound on his delivery for his lines. It does work for me, but sometimes it doesn't. But here it really works most of the time. And obviously Breakdance is great. But then we go into the next track, which is a really, really good track as well, and probably the first big ballad of the album, and that's Pretty Privilege. This track slowly builds to this huge climactic finish. It's fantastic. And the breaks here are very welcome additions too, giving us time to breathe and soak in the tension as it grows over the length of the track, and truly makes this one of the stands out in the project. Easier is the next one. It slows it down. It's a much more quieter, reflective track, and Quadeca gets a chance here to show off his lyrical approach, allowing for the song to stand out on the project. And it's a very effective track and a moving one too. I would really recommend listening to this too. And then we go into the next track, which is Even If I Tried. I'm gonna say this now, the opening tracks here are really good, but the deeper I get into this album, the more I love it. So if it feels like I'm rushing through the first two tracks and you really like them, please don't hold that against me, because I just think as this album grows and finds its feet, as you progress through it, the stronger and stronger and stronger the songs really get, in all honesty. So for the next one, Even If I Tried, one of the lead singles from the album, one I'm familiar with, it is this hard hitting, dirty, disgusting, downright smelly banger. All of those adjectives are used in a good context here, because it is a banger of a track. The distortion and the performance from Quadeca are real stands out here, and the percussion in the back is so subtly used but adds so much to the track. They've also got like Funky Kong or something on the bongos. If you include Funky Kong in anything, I'm there. I don't know if Funky Kong's a fictional character, he's not actually there, but that's who I envision playing the bongos most of the time, is Funky Kong. A consistently evolving track in a fantastic way. This song never stays in one moment really. It's constantly rolling through different sounds, but doing it so effortlessly, doing it so effectively, creating this mammoth, fantastic single off the album. Even If I Tried, What's It to Him? Another great track. There's kind of a rolling theme here. The piano's subtle addition, I really like. The vocal performance is great. This track has so much angst in the way it's presented and delivered, but I love it. It's so moving, it's so effective. It could usually throw me off when somebody delivers their lines with angst like this, but here I think it works so effectively in the world of this song. Another great one. And then the next one, You Don't Know Me Like That. Sadly though, is one of the first tracks that kind of loses me, but the track does have some elements that I am a big fan of, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the production. I think it's fun and creative. It's constantly moving again. That is one consistent running thing through majority of the songs here. They never really hit a stop. They're constantly moving and evolving, you know, coming up with new things and new sounds to keep it self-interesting. But I feel like this song lyrically kind of loses me a bit, but the track still has a fun vibe to it. Sorry, I had to die there for a second. I Make It Look Effortless is a shorter track, and it kind of serves as like an interlude to the rest of the project, even though it's not an interlude, but it's really short compared to nearly every song here. I really like the dramatic elements of this track, and it's probably the first time the track really introduces some more acoustic elements, something that's more prevalent on the second half of this album. So that's why I feel, to me, it serves as an interlude into the rest of it. Into the second half. The second half is so good. Way Too Many Friends. Certified out and out banger. Like, I can't lie, the chorus is unbelievably catchy. The track has this whimsical feeling. The instruments feel like it's been done by a street performer or something. They're so different sounding and so cool sounding, and they sound so unique. Everything sounds like it was found in a kitchen and the guy just got a big stick and started boom on different things, except for the piano. You could find a piano in a kitchen, but I don't know how you would replicate the sound of a piano with a stick and a can of tuna. I don't know why I hate tuna. Quadeca glides over this track's production. Like, when I say glides, the dude glides. He's really flexing his talents here. He sounds so hungry. He sounds so invigorated. He sounds so confident. He sounds like he's on top of his game, which he is. I don't know what that was. I don't know why I did that. Why am I so intense right now? I need to relax. I need to breathe. Where am I at? What's the next one? Guess Who? Knock knock. Guess Who? It's sort of an experimental track, really. It's got a backing track that sounds like it's a producer communicating to us in Morse code, like he's trying to send help. I'm not a big fan. I don't hate Guess Who, but I don't love it. I don't think I'll return to it often, in all honesty. But I like the idea of it. I like its experimentation, and I'm always a fan of it when an artist does that. And I have no doubt people will enjoy this track and love this track. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. The next one, Under My Skin, a distorted banger that hits incredibly hard at segments. There's a lot of bangers on here if you couldn't tell. Quadeca sounds like lost here, both due to his performance, but also the effects found on his voice that help enhance the feeling of this track. Again, the production never stands still, constantly moving. So another great track, unsurprisingly. The next one, Being Yourself. It's important you be yourself in your life, folks. It's an important thing.
What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
I had to die again. A slow moving, ominous track that leaves you kind of floored, actually. Quadeca sounds so powerful and commanding here. This is a big ballad of a track that slowly builds and distorts the production and the mix of the song. It walks this line between this man seemingly crying out, but then balancing that with this group of unknown disarming sounds and this level of distortion towards the whole thing. A truly fantastic track for me. Being Yourself is another great one. But then we transition into the final 3 songs of the album, which to me are the most impactful, the strongest, and probably my favorite on the project. I will listen to these songs consistently over and over again and not get tired of them. So the first one of the last 3, You Tried the Thing Where You're Human. You know, sometimes you just have to listen to a song and just take it in and just process it for a minute. That is exactly what this song is. This song is gut-wrenching, man. I can't explain why, but completely focusing on this song does such an emotional impact on me, and I have no doubt so many people who choose to listen to this song. This is a minimal one. Probably the most minimal track on the whole project, but it's probably the most emotionally moving track of the whole project. Really, really sticks with you. It's slow building. It's a truly standout track, and probably my favorite on the whole thing. It's a track of 2 halves. It's both optimistic and dreaded. It walks this line so effortlessly and is such an amazing song that I think truly shows the talents fundamentals of Quadeca as an artist, because this is just great. You tried that thing where you're human. If there's one song I think people should listen to off this, it's this one. I really feel like this communicates his message and his sound very well, and is probably one of the only tracks on here that I think comes close to Born Yesterday, which I think is his most amazing song. And that's one thing I want to note about this album, is that it doesn't have a song that I think hits the levels of Born Yesterday, but compared to his last project, this is a much more consistent one across the board for its quality. The next track, Guide Dog, another stellar track both lyrically and with its production. This track is a real acoustic approach here, which I'm a big fan of, and I kind of wish he did more, in all honesty, after listening to this one. I wish there were more acoustic guitar elements of this album, because this is such a great track. But maybe that's why this track is so compelling, is because of how different it is and how effectively it pays off what it was going for. A track about needing and longing for somebody, but it captures those emotions so perfectly. I do wish this track was longer though. It is good though. It's really good. It is a banger. I'll listen to it. Really gorgeous, elevated sound. Really, really good. Really good. Oh my coughing. I feel a cold coming on. It's not looking good, boys.
I guess, I'm afraid.
The final track, the closer, Texas Blue. I don't know when they were making this. Maybe they watched like Peanuts or something. They were like, the Snoopy song's cracked, man. Let's just do the Snoopy song on the piano, because this really sounds like the Snoopy the Dog song. I can't explain it. If you played them back to back, you would be like, something going on there. But it's welcome though. It's really nice. It's really fun and a nice opening, and it really elevates the song and kind of makes it feel alive, in all honesty. Kevin Abstract here is a real welcome addition. He's fantastic. He's really, really good here and fits this song perfectly. This track in a way does kind of remind me of early solo Kevin Abstract stuff. I will forever be an advocate for Empty. That song is great. I really like it. Really, really good song. But both Quadeca and Kevin, they harmonize here perfectly. They play off each other so well, and both their segments in this song they're truly brilliant on it, and they glide effortlessly on this song's amazing production. Truly brilliant closer to the album, one that wraps it up so nicely and so effectively, and really sends this album off with a bang. As I said, I loved his previous works, I love his previous projects, his sound, and arguably this album to me is a mastery of that. And with that, I do look forward to see where he goes next. If he'll stay in this sort of realm or try and do something different, I hope he try and do something different, because I feel he's hit it now with this sound that he's doing. He's done such an amazing job. He's come so far since his diss track days. Yeah, this is one of the best of the year, and I think it will stay up in that sort of conversation. Maybe not for the best, but around when we're talking about best projects of the year, this will remain in the conversation. I don't know how many people feel the same way as I do about that, but I think this is just such a fantastic musical project, and really speaks to me and hits me in a way with its production and its lyrics. And as I said, I don't know how to describe a sound. It's like an alternative art folk sound with indie elements and hip-hop elements. It's really just something you have to listen to and figure out for yourself, and figure out if you connect with it in the same way that I do. I love this album. I really recommend it. It's the Ryan stamp of approval. It's got it. It's secured it. And I eagerly anticipate to see what he does next. I really do. So with that, that's that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see you.